The Quran dismantles atheism by providing a powerful argument for the existence of God. Practically, atheists believe in the non-existence of God, and according to Richard Dawkins, an atheist is a naturalist, which means they believe that everything can be explained via physical processes without needing any supernatural cause. In today's discussion, we'll examine how this worldview doesn't hold water. Now, coming directly to the Quranic argument, it says, or were they created by nothing? Or were they the creators of themselves? Or did they create the heavens and the earth? Rather, they are not certain. Essentially, there are just four possibilities to explain how something physical like our universe began to exist. It could either have come from nothing, it was created by itself, it was created by something else created, or there is ultimately an uncreated creator who brought it into existence. For this argument to work, we first need to establish that our universe had a beginning. Thanks to science, there is substantial evidence. One simple piece of evidence is based on the second law of thermodynamics and entropy, which states that all things are constantly running out of energy and moving towards disorder. If the universe were eternal and had always existed, it would have already reached a state of total disorder and heat death. As an example, if you started a car an infinite amount of time ago, it would have already run out of fuel. Now, let's analyze which of the four possibilities makes rational sense. Could our universe have come from nothing? Actually, this is an outdated popular atheist cliché. It is worth mentioning here the name of Professor Lawrence Krauss and his best-selling book, The Universe from Nothing, where he tried to mislead the untrained reader with his wrong definition of nothing. His nothing is actually something physical, which he calls empty but pre-existing space, with the laws of quantum mechanics already built in. Professor Krauss should have just said the universe came from something physical like a vacuum state, rather than redefining the word nothing. But he seems to be adamant about popularizing his linguistic gymnastics. Now, coming to our discussion. Can our universe come from nothing? For argument's sake, let's assume there was a Big Bang and the whole universe in perfect design with all life forms in full complexity emerged by some Darwinian black magic. But hold up, we are missing something here. What about that pre-existing quantum vacuum thing? Where did it come from? What caused this Big Bang to happen? Simple math says, out of nothing comes nothing. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is not equal to 3. It's equal to 0. Likewise, nothing plus nothing plus nothing can never be equal to something. Seriously, if nothing can cause something, then we should say goodbye to science, since no scientific conclusion can ever be trusted because of this nothing factor. Individuals who argue that something can come from nothing shouldn't be surprised if a building completely vanished in front of their eyes. Because if things can come from nothing, it logically implies that things can vanish without any explanation too. Let's move to the second possibility. Did the universe create itself? It sounds absurd, right? But surprisingly, this argument is still adopted by many so-called rational atheists. Self-creation is a logical and practical impossibility. Let's think about it. If something is created, it means it wasn't around before, right? But saying it created itself is like saying it was in existence before it even existed. Completely nonsense. The third possibility. Are we just creations of something that was created too? If that was the case, then we are left wondering, well, what created that thing? Did another created thing bring it into existence? This is known as infinite regress. It simply doesn't make sense, because we can't have the case of a created thing like the universe being created by another and another and another. It doesn't matter whether you're an atheist or a theist. Due to infinite regression, there has to be a point where you admit that something always existed. God or the universe. You just need to take your pick. The second one is unlikely because of the entropy as already discussed. At least theists have no problem of infinite regress, because God by definition is uncreated. It stops cleanly there. As we have seen that the first three possibilities are not valid. So we are not left with any other option than to deduce that there has to be a first cause to the universe or a first cause to whatever events may have preceded the emergence of the universe. In other words, an uncaused cause or an uncreated creator. But this doesn't necessarily imply the Islamic or Judeo-Christian concept of God. However, if we think carefully about that uncreated creator, we can form conclusions that lead to the traditional understanding of God. But that's for the next discussion. If you have any counter arguments or extra points to add, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. See you in the next video.